If I'm being honest, detail photos aren't important because they're pretty. I mean, they usually are pretty, but that's actually not why I take them. The reason I photograph your rings, invitations, vow books, jewelry, and other details is because they're often carrying pieces of your story that would otherwise be forgotten. And today, I wanted to explain why they're such an important part of your final gallery. I've photographed a lot of weddings, and no two wedding days are exactly the same. The flowers are always different, the invitations are different, the jewelry is different, the little meaningful pieces are different. Those details are often things couples spent months choosing. Maybe it's a ring that was passed down from a grandparent. Maybe it's a custom illustration on an invitation suite. Maybe it's the perfume that you were wearing on your first date and you wanted to wear it again on your wedding day. Guests might never notice these things, but they're part of your story, and when I photograph them, I'm preserving those pieces of the day that were chosen with so much intention. Something that I've learned over the years is that a wedding gallery should feel like you're reliving the day, not just looking at a bunch of pictures. The detail photos create that context. They help tell the story before people arrive, before the ceremony starts, before the emotions and the movement of the day take over. They're kind of like an opening scene of a movie. They set the stage for everything that's about to happen. Without them, a gallery sometimes feels like it jumps straight into action, and with them, it feels complete. And actually, this is a little behind the scenes thing that I love doing whenever our schedule allows for it. If possible, I'll connect with my couples before the wedding day and collect some of their details ahead of time. Things like invitations, vow books, rings, jewelry, ribbons, and any other meaningful pieces that they've gathered for the day. Then I'll photograph and style those items before the wedding even arrives. Why do I do that? Because then on the wedding day itself, I only need to photograph the details that I couldn't get beforehand, things like your dress or florals. What that does is free up time on the actual wedding day. So instead of spending a portion of your morning styling and photographing details, I can focus more of my attention on the moments that are unfolding naturally around me. It creates a more relaxed timeline, gives us a little extra breathing room, and it allows me to be present for potential candid moments. You still get beautiful, intentional, detailed photographs, but we also create more space for people, emotions, and moments that make the day feel like your day. One thing that I don't think couples fully realize on their wedding day is just how quickly these little details become part of the past. 20 years from now, you probably won't remember exactly what your invitation looked like. You may not remember the shoes that you spent months searching for, or the perfume that you wore that morning. And that's what makes these photos special, because they become a time capsule. Years later, you'll be able to look back and think, oh my goodness, I forgot about those shoes. Or, I cannot believe that was the style I chose back then. Maybe you'll laugh about it, maybe you'll realize that your style hasn't changed at all. Or maybe you'll wonder what in the world you were thinking, which honestly can be part of the fun too. And how special will it be one day to show those photos to your children or grandchildren and to be able to say, those were the exact shoes that I wore on my wedding day. That's the perfume I wore. That's what our invitation looks like. And honestly, who knows? Maybe 20 years from now, nobody will even be mailing invitations anymore. Maybe your kids will look at them and think they're the coolest thing ever. Or they're gonna wonder, why didn't you just send a hologram? I have no idea, but that's part of what makes these photos fun. They capture a little snapshot of what life looked like in this time. Those little details become pieces of family history. They're snapshots of who you were in that season of life. And while they may seem small now, they're often the kinds of things that become more meaningful as the years go by. The funny thing is, the little things aren't actually little. They're often carrying the biggest memories. And that's why I always make space for details on the wedding day. Because long after the cake is gone and the flowers have dwindled, those small pieces become part of the story you'll want to remember. And they deserve to be documented with just as much care as every other moment. If you're in search of a wedding photographer and think that we may be a good fit, I would love to hear from you. You can reach out through the link below, and if you have any questions at all, please drop them in the comments. I'd love to chat. Thank you so much for watching. You'll see me in the next video. Bye!